This next question is, would you trade off taller buildings in select locations for more street trees, parks, plazas, and promenades, remote parking and transit? And presented a series of images, but it came out at a very positive 6.5 that we should trade off. If you're going to do taller buildings, we should really trade it off for these parks and plazas and promenades and waterfront walkways, and that should be part of the give back from doing essentially taller buildings, including the possibility of green roofs and farmers markets as a also a trade-off for providing and building taller buildings. This particular question deals with vacant, deteriorated, underutilized land and buildings within a 5-minute walk of the train station, and the question is whether or not this should be the first priority for development and redevelopment in the future. This particular response received a 7.3, which is an extraordinarily high score and suggests that this is the proper way to begin to move. Next question is, how will climate change, CO2, particularly high water, impact the future from it'll not be a big deal to it'll be a very big deal? Received a score of a 5.5, which means we have lots of people who believe it is going to be a very large deal. How informed do you think you are about smart growth and sustainable principles and practices? How much do we need to educate people on this into the future? Was from not well informed to, I'm very well informed. And the response to that question was a 4.6, which is we have some people who are well informed, but there really probably needs to be more education. Where should growth occur in the future? And where should it be primarily focused? From suburbia to in cities to some of both. In this particular case, we've got a direction, obviously, that it should be in the cities more than any other single place. And finally, how do you rate the political and bureaucratic ability of municipalities and states and the federal government to implement this consensus vision that promotes both smart growth and sustainability? This one is an interesting one because it goes from pessimistic to, I don't know, to very optimistic, and the overall conclusion is that it's essentially in the middle. I don't really know, which means it provides an opportunity for us to move in either the optimistic or pessimistic direction in the future. The images and the policies that you have just seen came out of a beta test for planning and policy research for the future of urban areas. It was a small sample done at this conference and tried a new technique of combining policy with film and still images. The results, I think, speak volumes of what people would like in the future, and certainly the number, if we expanded the number of people actually participating in this, the values obviously would have even greater meaning. But all these images, which I'm using in the summary, the images and the clips, received an 8, plus 8, which is high positive rating with low standard deviations. And it's clear that, looking at what is going on out there, we are at a crossroads, and which direction we are going to go, both politically and corporately, is certainly in doubt at this time. And what I'm really concerned about is we've got a beginning of a vision of what people want to make life more sustainable, to reduce their living expenses. And certainly by not providing it, we would certainly increase the levels of frustration, and that should be of great concern to all of us. How long will it build up before people will start to wonder why these solutions are not being explored or looked at or implemented? I know this is new, and therefore I welcome any questions or comments that you may have, which can help me actually refine this new public participation process and perhaps raise a controversy or two or some good discussion. Again, thank you very much for watching.